What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Setta Show. Over 2,200 episodes since 2014, 700,000 streams globally. None of this is possible without you guys. So thank you so much for all of the shares, the cares. It makes a huge difference. Today we are joined by the wonderful Sarah from Splendor Water. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Ash, how are you? So excited to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I am good. Got a lot of travel, very busy summer, a lot of exciting things happening. So it's great to talk to you. I know we've been trying to connect for a little while now, so thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, thank you and your team. You guys sent me a beautiful care package that was happily waiting for me when I got home. So I was super excited about that. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. We're glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, great water, great products. I want to go back to the beginning. What inspired you to bring this unique mineral-rich experience?
It's really an intricate story. One that over a coffee one day, I'll probably tell you the longer version of, but I promise I'll keep the summary succinct because it's really a magical story. I was first introduced to Splendor Water. It pre-existed me. So while I, am the leader of the U.S. and families deeply involved in founders, we do always like to credit the original founder that was back in the 80s. His name was Guillermo Sotomayor. And he actually, the very beginnings of the story were that he had a daughter. He lived in Maná, Ecuador, on the lands where the spring of Splendor now is today. And his daughter was actually gravely ill, and he had a dream to bathe her in the springs on his land and give her this water for several days on end. And after about 10 days, she ended up getting better. She still lives today to tell this story. And so his original mission was really to get what became Splendor out to the world and to help the world experience what he really believed this water had, which was healing effects and great properties. So our mission has always been to continue that, but I've introduced to Splendor Water actually through a group of functional doctors and integrative doctors traditionally trained and that also use a lot of bioenergetic work in their practices in Latin America and throughout Spain. My mother is Colombian, so we were down in Colombia for Christmas of 2014. My grandmother at the time, my maternal grandmother at the time, had Alzheimer's and was, no longer really in her body inhabiting it. So we had come together as a family to sort of let her know we were at peace and sort of encouraging her soul, if you will, to pass on. And one of our close family friends who was in this group of functional doctors that at the time had invested in Splendor to continue its growth throughout Latin America after that original founder, led this ceremony, and he talked about a lot of the different elements of the earth, the water, ether, fire, that were all sort of part of one. And the representation for water in that ceremony was a blue bottle of Splendor. And so serendipitously, my father had come down also for that ceremony, despite my parents being divorced for 15 years at this point. And he sort of got interested, said, what is this blue bottle? I'm interested, tell me the story. And our good friend Jorge, the doctor, said, well, keep one in your pocket for tonight, when we go out to see all the Christmas lights, and I'll tell you everything then. And so kind of history from there. My father fell in love with the story, as did I. And it was a really kind of unique blend of my family, both maternal and paternal, coming together, and started helping on the side when we were prepping to launch the product in the U.S. back in 2018 when I was working in New York. And then we did finally officially launch it after many delays and challenges through the pandemic in 2022, first on e-commerce and direct to consumer. It's throughout the 10 years that 10 plus years now that we've been involved as a family. It's now a leading brand in Ecuador, leading premium brand. We launched direct to consumer in the U.S. in 2022 and really have been expanding our retail footprint, notably in the last 2 years, now available in the likes of Sprouts, Erewhon, Lowe's Foods in the Southeast, and a ton of additional regional retailers throughout the country. So it's been a whirlwind of 10 plus years of at least somewhat being tied to the water, but the story runs way deeper than our family, which is why it's so special.
Yes. Well, kudos to that is an incredible story because I hadn't heard it prior to right now. So that is absolutely incredible. And then for your family to, join forces and bring this amazing product to the world.
Yes. No, it's been a joy. It's a learning every day, but we're really enjoying it and we deeply believe in it. So thank you.
Now, what is live water?
So live water, I will caveat here that it is definitely an emerging term, and there are definitions of it that sort of vary dependent on who you're speaking to and what market audience. But the way that we've truly defined it and as it's growing to be is pretty simple. It's that water that originates from a natural spring or source that's been really kept unprocessed and as much in its natural state, in essence, as it possibly can be, natural state from the earth. I liken it to, just organic and natural real food, not something that comes in a package or that's processed in any way that I think the world has really begun to pay attention to. And water's really starting to have that moment, which is really exciting. We really want water to be the same. We want it to be something that's natural, it's more compatible and readily absorbed by our body and organism because it's in its same composition and state that hasn't been altered or been sitting in pipes, filtered or added, filtered with the good and the bad out and or, treated with chemical processing that ultimately changes the water and where it comes from. So at Splendor, it's a little bit of how we do go above and beyond in terms of how we do that, because of course our source itself is extremely special and unlike any other. It's sourced from the Cotopaxi volcano in Ecuador, which is one of the highest peaks in the world that naturally carries incredible energetic properties because it's in this center area of the world, right along with several other active volcanoes in the world. So that essence of where we're from is really special and energetic. And we're one of the only sources in the world where water naturally picks up not only amazing minerals like calcium, potassium, magnesium that you get in a lot of other mineral waters, but it also picks up gold and silver, really, really trace amounts of it. So it's, of course, safe to drink. But those two minerals have really functional benefits from helping with collagen, natural antibacterial. So we want to keep everything that's in the water from this amazing source in it and as untouched as possible. And the way that we kind of go above and beyond throughout our bottling process to keep it alive and keep all that natural energy intact is that at our spring, which is in La Maná, right where kind of the Andes meet the Andean rainforest, we transport the water as it's from the artesian spring, so it comes up to the surface naturally through surgical grade steel pipes that are lined with ionized magnets. I know it sounds a little crazy, but stick with me, but lined with magnets at strategic points that's really meant to emulate the water in the spring in a circular motion so that it's not just going straight to the plant, but as if it was flowing naturally in nature. And then there through bottling, it's not treated with any chemicals whatsoever, not very, very natural filtration, just what's necessary for bottling. And then the blue bottle is, it's beautiful and can be a great design choice, but it's actually really more of a functional choice. If you think about beer or any process that should not be touched by light and is in a darker bottle, the blue bottle is meant to protect the water from heat, light, or any external elements that can alter the natural structure of it or the water molecules inside. So when you drink it, unlike, really any other spring water and all the amazing waters that are also out there, Splendor is in a molecular and energetic state that's as close to the spring as you could possibly get. Yeah.
I'm just wow.
Thank
this is
you.
so, just the process. I love hearing.
You never knew there was so much in this blue bottle. Huh?
I know. And like I said, everything that you said is, it makes sense that it's functional to protect it, the blue bottle, to protect the water, to protect the content. So that's so, wow. Well, you learn something new every day. It's always good. It's not just for liquor anymore. It's to protect the waters.
the blue. And cobalt blue really is fantastic. I'm kind of people great fans in terms of the properties of cobalt if you want to deep dive on that too in your own time. But cobalt blue is fantastic.
What has been the most surprising lesson that you've learned while building the brand for Splendor Water?
Oh man, so many lessons from the beginning of, even first getting interested. I'd say some of the starting ones, just I will never look at any product, truly food or beverage product on a shelf the same in terms of understanding and appreciating the level of decision making and detail that goes into any food or beverage label, packaging, the way you communicate your story, the elements in it in a succinct way to any customer, especially on a shelf. You have like 5 seconds or less to get everything that I just told you in the last 10 to 15 minutes across, which has been so challenging because, especially when you're so passionate about something in the story, to get that succinct is a challenge. But I think really the most surprising lesson here recently, for me, especially with our growth at retail, is that retail is challenging. It is no joke. I really can't. I have to throw out some appreciation to all founders and all products really that do make it to the shelf, because each one has worked so hard to get there. The amount of time and resource and really like payment to pay to play a lot of times with these big retailers that takes to secure that space first, and then to ensure that you stay on shelf is really a whole different ballgame. It's where the real work begins. Like you open these doors, we're on Sprouts, and then it's not guaranteed that you stay there. So you have to continually promote, continually fund all of that. And, it's interesting. Maybe this shouldn't have been such a surprise to us as you think, and you're so excited once you start to scale. And then you really have to take a step back and ensure that, especially in a category like water, right, where the expectation is for us to not really be above a certain price point and still remain, and it's our goal too, right? We want the world to be able to access this water despite the fact that we are a premium product. And we're importing, which adds a whole other layer of the cost structure. And so trying to compete with national companies that often have much deeper pockets and capacity than our still small, really family business, margins can really become quickly compressed. And we have to really think about building that structure into the layers of distribution, stores, and then the end customer. So we've really been trying to think outside the box lately on where else we as a true wellness and functional product can fit. So look out for us in newer places like spas, wellness centers, and high-end gyms everywhere where people are like really paying attention to the importance of hydration and the quality of the water that they're putting in their bodies. We're examining all ways in which we can meet that person.
What is the next big milestone on the horizon for Splendor Water?
Well, we've got several exciting things with that push to be more aligned with the overall wellness and lifestyle space. We, in the U.S., did actually just launch our second-year partnership with Diplo's Run Club. The DJ said Diplo's is pushing a big wellness push as well. We just had the first 2 races in both Denver and Philly this month, and the next ones are coming up in October throughout LA, San Diego, and New York. But I think more exciting and importantly is the company at large is one of our biggest projects that's been in the works for several years and finally come to fruition and open to the public, is that we at Sotomayor, the original founders' home, it was falling apart, and we've reconstructed it and opened a wellness retreat and healing center there at the source called Maná. And it's a way of revamping our story. A lot of the old artifacts and the pyramid that's on our label can be told and found there at a small museum on site. And the idea of the importance of water and sort of that essence of coming back to ourselves and the healing source where we were found is the idea of opening that up to the world and allowing people to come visit our plant one day and have really a really unique self-healing experience at this retreat center that's just been recognized by healing centers of the world, and that we hope to be able to bring many more people to in the years to come.
Sarah, thank you so much for coming through. We so appreciate you and your efforts.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much, Ash, for having me. This has been very exciting, and love your show. I'm so excited to see all the other exciting brands and people that you put out.
Absolutely. And of course, Sarah, you are welcome back on the show. I know that there are going to be updates, announcements, all that stuff. I like to have the exclusive, Sarah, so you got to come back and share with us.
Listen, I would love to anytime. There's lots happening here, so always more to share. And I did just make you all, if you want to check us out on splendorwater.com, there's a special Ash Set It 15% discount for anyone that wants to try us out their first time on splendorwater.com.
Loving that. Appreciate that. And of course, all that information will be in the body of this episode. So you guys check out all the details, all that great stuff, Sarah. Much more success to you and the whole team. Looking forward for your next visit, your next stop with us. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love, the shares, the cares. It makes a huge difference. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.